I call this meeting to order at exactly 6:05 p.m. on Tuesday, February 5th, 2019. Roll call.
José Luis Pérez, present.
Joel García present.
Rick Taylor, present.
Linda Sarabia present.
Javier Ramirez, present. Anthony Reyes, present.
Okay, we declare a quorum. Item number 3, invocation and pledge of allegiance. Everybody please stand. Go ahead and lead us in the invocation. Anybody want to lead us in the invocation?
I'll do it.
Thank you.
Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity to come together. We ask you that you bless everyone that's here, every family that's represented. We ask you that you give us wisdom in making the best decisions for our city. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Our Father, excuse me, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We got to thank our Father. Certified posting of agenda, item 4.
Mr. Mayor and council members, the agenda was duly posted 72 hours before the meeting as required by state law.
Okay, good. Are there any public comments? Item number 5. Public comments are set. Any interest
The
or
form is out there,
concerns?
but no one
No?
certainly.
Okay. Item number 6, consent agenda.
So move for approval.
There's a motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, there's a motion made by Mr. Garcia, seconded by Mr. Ramirez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion carried. Yeah, you have questions? Go ahead.
Yes, on the community festival, did you, it says here you have a contract? 7A?
I know what we did was we set a budget, but I don't think we did anything on the contract, because there wasn't a contract
7A?
Contract for what?
for the,
Promotion.
Promoter?
Promotional marketing of the 2019 Palm Beach Community Fest.
No, I'll make a motion to postpone this or?
There was some
Oh, it's
a backup
taken
that
at
was
you.
distributed there, but I don't know if that you're ready to move
I
on.
don't think we're ready.
are we
So we
talking
just-
about, we're talking about the minutes?
It's under, isn't it under consent
7A.
agenda?
Oh,
Seven
okay,
A, so
I'm sorry.
business.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the minutes. No, as far as item A is
Old business.
concerned, there are some things that we would like to discuss with the council for item 7A under new business.
Oh, okay.
Because we're negotiating terms with the performance and so forth.
Oh, okay.
Mr.
Okay, so we
Mayor,
have
I request the motion to move into
Over
executive.
here, was that?
and then 7.
Move into executive?
Old business.
Okay, there's been a motion to move into executive. Is there executive session? Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, Mr. Pettis, second the motion. Mr. Garcia made the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any other questions? Okay, we move on to item 7. 7B. Item 7B, discussion and possible action on a resolution providing for the appointment of additional members to Palm Beach Advisory Council. Staff by PD. Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, at this time, we do have a second young lady, which would be a fourth member of the Palm Beach Youth Advisory Council. I respectfully ask for the appointment of Brianna Siletti to our YAC.
I'll make a motion.
I second.
Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Garcia and a second by, we're going to take Ms. Sarabias for Brianna Silerio.
Correct.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? Do we still need other, I have a question. I know you had brought it up a couple of weeks ago. How many more do we need to add to the?
The total that was discussed was 5 to 8. I did discuss with our city secretary today that we had approved in February of 2018 the original resolution for 7. So that we don't have to do any actual changes through the agenda. We can actually adjust the bylaws themselves to reflect 7. So now we're just 3 short. 3 more.
So we need 3 more.
3 more.
All right, so we got some work cut out. ourselves too, all right?
I do have, if anybody does need the application sent to them again, let me know, and I'll go ahead and resend it.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that was just a discussion item. Okay, item number 8, new business. Item 8, discussion and possible action regarding resolution of appreciation for Rene Flores for service municipal court judge. Staff by the municipal court.
Mayor, on that one, Judge Rene Flores was scheduled to be here. Unfortunately, a life-changing event came up yesterday, so we're going to ask if we can table this item for our next meeting.
Is there a motion?
I motion
Okay, there's a motion to table the item by Mr. Pettis, second by Mr. Garcia. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, item B, discussion and possible action regarding, before we move on to item B, we will bring this up the next meeting.
At the next meeting, yes.
All right,
We'll work with Judge Flores as to his schedules, and if he's available, then we'll put on the next agenda.
perfect. Item, under 8, item B, letter B, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution to enter into a contract with Community First National Bank and for the purpose of financing an ambulance unit 2 staffed by the fire department.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. On this item, it's essentially what we have been discussing the last month. It's just the final point of emphasis to be able to finalize this so we can get the funding.
So move for approval.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Garcia, second by Ms. Sarabia. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are there any questions? I know I had a couple of questions. First of all, this is unit number 2.
Correct, yes, Mayor.
And I know, I don't want to get into depth and detail, but unit number 1, are we doing okay? I know that for a while we had Medicaid and Medicare had not been kicking in with.
Actually, that's not correct. That's just the Medicaid. The
Just the
Medicare we passed is
Medicaid?
May. Yeah.
We upped the par with.
Correct, right. We got our Medicaid number the second week of December. So all that's being backlogged as we speak right now.
If we need him in executive, we can.
Mr. Mayor, we can bring him in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions?
Just on that one, I would also note that the terms were favorable as far as the financing of the ambulance. We got a really good rate, 3.9.
That's the big one right
Yeah.
there.
Right.
That's good rate. Yeah, that's
Take
good.
care of the citizens and take care of the city.
Thank you, Chief.
I know you're doing it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, item C, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution providing for the appointment of members to the TERS Board of Directors.
On this one, Mayor, we had a position that was previously filled with someone who was previously on the council. The mayor who was previously on the council, so we need to fill that vacancy. And we got a request from the county that if we could consider Danny Diaz, who's currently on our MDD, if we could consider him for the TERS to fill that vacancy.
I make a motion to appoint Danny Diaz to the TERS.
So we have a motion, we have a second. Any questions? Okay, all in favor?
Yay.
Say aye. Okay, motion carries. To appoint Danny Diaz. Next item on number 8, discussion and possible action regarding a resolution providing for the appointment or reappointment of members of Palmview Municipal Development District Board of Directors.
This one, Mayor, we have 4 of the seats whose terms are up that you can consider reappointing or appointments. We have the seat currently held by Rick Villarreal, by Espi Ochoa, and Noe Hernandez. They've asked for consideration to continue serving on the MDD. We would have the vacancy for Danny Diaz now that we're putting them on the terms.
Okay, well, I'll make a motion to appoint for Rick Stay, Noe, and SB, and appoint Javier Ramirez for the MDD.
I second.
You okay with that?
I'm good.
Okay,
Is there another appointment?
There were 4, so the 3 were just continuation, so it was just that one. I think the next term would probably be in November
November?
for the other 3.
19?
November this year.
You guys got somebody in mind?
Yes.
I want to get it to.
I would like to
November, wait, that-
There's an open motion.
Yeah, no, but he's got somebody for the November,
Okay.
right?
That's
Can't do
not
that
right
in
now.
November.
Well, no, not right now, but he needs to get that name to the mic so he can, right?
Unless-
Because this one just came open,
How many
right?
terms are open in November?
We did 4 today, so there'll be 3. Now, the question would be if those 3 are still going to continue or they're going to be new
As part of
appointments.
it, they have to be council members.
unless you want to do that.
We, I'll step down.
The mayor, I think, well,
I'd love to, because I was, it's like a baby to me. I'm one of the ones who created
We
it.
already made the
he
motion.
already made the motion. And I
But
think,
can we go back?
no.
You have to do.
Take a vote.
You'd have to pull the motion back, Mr. Mayor, in order to do that, but right now I'd ask you to take action on this motion before anything else is
Yeah, I
done.
think we need a mayor on that. Part of the
Kurt?
MDD has to be council members and the other part,
Business.
so what will replace it is Danny Diaz and that's a person.
Okay, so we'll make a
So
motion.
you
I'm
can-
okay with stepping down.
If you step down, it has to be,
It would have to be what, either a council member, but we already have 1, 2, 3 council
Well, yeah, we
members.
could do-
Before the mayor, we gotta spread, I would say.
Okay, yeah, but we go through the motion and then you resign and then we appoint him the next meeting.
Point.
When
Let's
you
keep
resign, or
Bonilla.
just to rescind.
We can do that.
Okay, con Steve.
Yeah, I think so.
You resign from the MVD
And then bring it back later,
and bring it back to the next meeting. That's the way you gotta do it.
unless you rescind the motion and just don't reappoint.
Rescind the motion, rescind the existing.
Or is it the motion to appoint, appoint Steve Bonilla,
We make it.
SP and,
Steve, SP, and Javi.
no, and Javi and
No.
Noe.
wait a minute, you can't, not have to go vote first?
Yes, because if your motion is to
We can
rescind,
rescind it.
we need a second on that to rescind.
Okay, is there a second?
And Commissioner Garcia, you would have to rescind the motion. I make a
We already
motion to
did.
rescind my
Yes.
original motion, vote, and
We
then
need a
bring back
second.
another
So
motion.
that'll make it just harder like that.
Is there a second to rescind, to back up Mr. Garcia's rescind?
I second the rescind.
Okay, there's this, thank you. So there's a second. All in favor?
Nay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3,
Aye.
4. Okay,
Now we'll make the
so
motion.
now I'm stepping, okay.
Now
But you
we'll make,
cannot resign here, isn't it, at the MDD?
no, he's not gonna be appointed.
I'm not gonna be.
Oh, he doesn't want to be
He's not gonna be
considered.
appointed.
Terms up.
Yeah, so now we'll make the motion for Steve Bonilla and SP and Javier Ramirez and Noe Hernandez.
Okay, then I second.
There it is. Mr. Garcia made a motion, Ms. Sarada made a second for Steve, SP, Noe, Javi. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. We missing somebody? No.
No.
Okay, so there was
That was four.
there was a motion made and there was a second made. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, we did it, undid it, and did it. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Good. Next one, E, under 8, under new business, discussion and possible action regarding an agreement with Palm Beach Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, This is an item that we've been working on, I think, for a while, but we currently have an agreement with the Chamber of Commerce where we give them a contribution of $10,000 a month and the MDD assistance.
A month?
I'm sorry, a year. A year. As part of that agreement, we agreed to provide office space for them, so they're housed here. We're actually going to be locating them in the office back here now, but this is just a continuation of what we had in the
It
past.
was 10 like 3 years ago.
Monday?
It was 10,000 about 3.
Of the year. Yeah, because what happened, it used to be more, but now the MDD and the city kind of
Split.
split the cost, so to speak.
So this is for the city.
Yes, this is on the city side.
All right. Is there a motion? Entertain a motion for discussion or action on the Chamber of Commerce and the agreement that we've had?
You need a motion?
Well, it's, yeah, action.
It's an action item, so we need a motion, yes.
And it's just solidifying what's already done through the
Correct.
minutes. And
Correct, this is a formal agreement now.
Motion. I make a motion.
There's a motion made by Mr. Ramirez to solidify the agreement.
I say.
Mr. Perez made a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Are there anything to
I have
discuss?
to abstain. So I'm
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we have
You
Mr.
abstain?
Garcia and Ms. Sarabia abstaining.
3 years.
Okay, so motion carries. With two people abstaining. Number 8, item F, discussion and possible action regarding efforts to assist federal employees affected by the government shutdown in areas of parks and recreation.
I so move.
Second.
Wow, okay, there's been a motion by Ms. Sarabia and a second by Mr. Garcia. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we just let the public know a little bit about why we, decided.
Yeah. We go. We just started sharing that on social media. Mr. Lugo, go ahead. We just started sharing that on social media, put it out. It's an idea that came up that some of the cities were kind of assisting. So one that was identified with the Parks and Rec, and Mr. Lugo, you can just kind of tell them what we're doing.
Mayor, City Council, yes, we wanted to assist those families that were furloughed. If they register now, we were gonna give like a 2-month grace period just to pay the fees to balance. We can put it in our website and the city also on the website of the city. So we haven't got any so far, but it's out there and it was off. Hopefully, there's no shutdown in a couple weeks.
This is only if there's a shutdown, right?
Yes, yes, and that's only for those federal employees. They have to provide a, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lugo, for
Thank you.
clarifying. Item G under new business, discussion and possible action regarding the legislative program, that by city manager.
Mayor, on this, it's that time of the biennium, every 2 years we have legislative session, so what we wanted to do is kind of get an idea of maybe some items that the council wants to see the staff push in session. Some of that have already been identified on the second page. One that we see every session on behalf of the cities is we ask for opposition against unfunded mandates. At times, the state will make requirements and put restrictions or regulations on the city. You have to do this, you have to do that, but it comes with no money. If it comes with no money, then how do we do it? We got to raise taxes, or we got to find new revenue. So what cities often do is just say, you know what? If you're going to put a mandate on us, identify the funding mechanism that's going to come with that. Another one that's on here is HB 31 with Representative Longoria. It talks about a Texas Leverage Fund. It basically offers opportunities by the Texas Economic Development Bank for economic development corporations 4A and 4B. It's a great tool for economic development corporations 4A, 4B. However, Palmview does not have an EDC. We have an MDB. So what we're asking for is that we can approach Representative Longoria and Senator Hinojosa, who has a companion bill, just to simply say, if you know what, change the language, have it apply to MDBs as well. Open it up. Our MDB is like an EDC.
Okay, we have a motion made by Mr. Garcia. Second. To approve, second by Mr. Ramirez. Thank you for discussing. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Item G,
H.
excuse me, under new business, discussion and possible action on a resolution settle a date of Palmview Day at the Capitol for the 86th legislative session.
On that one, our city secretary has been working with our reps, Representative Munoz and our senator, Senator Hinojosa, on some possible dates for legislative day, for Palmview Day, to go up in Austin. Some of the dates that were proposed was, I believe there was a date in February where some of the council members were going to be in San Marcos for an event, and the other one that they proposed was at the time of a regular meeting that we had scheduled for the city. So the question for the council was going to be, do we want to consider that date when you have a regular meeting? If so, we would have to cancel that meeting, post another meeting, and conduct business at another time. Or do we want to wait till March and see what other dates open up? They didn't have a March calendar yet. They're going to be providing that soon. However, it would just kind of push off setting the legislative date. And I think we want to do this sooner than that.
We can get a calendar in March and be better.
For March? Okay.
And
So
then we could get it on a Monday, we put
There
40 dates, it was a
is
Tuesday.
one Monday available, which is, 2 Mondays, February 11th and February 25th.
What do you mean available?
Oh, that's the email that's the backup. Those are the dates proposed by Representative Munoz. I'm sorry, by Senator Hinojosa.
Senator.
However, were those dates available to Representative Munoz or no?
No, only the 27th,
Oh, okay,
and
that
then March
was the problem.
5th. But the March calendar for the senators not yet. Then perhaps.
What dates are they?
So even though the senator put a handful of dates there, the Representative
Yeah, I was
Munoz's
gonna
office
say-
only had 2.
I was gonna say Monday's better, that way we can travel on Sunday. And that's been 2 days out. Can you work on a day from, like on Monday? Yeah.
The March, yeah.
Pending date,
On Monday.
Okay. And we don't have to approve a date right now. We can work with, I think we'll have probably another 2 weeks.
I'll make a motion to postpone for the next
Motion to postpone it next meeting, Mayor.
Okay, so there's a motion to postpone for the next meeting. There's a second?
Second.
There's a second to postpone. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Item J, update on the flu clinic held on January 29th, at City Hall. How does that go?
This is something that kind of
Skip
came.
time.
We skipped by.
We skip time.
Yeah, the possible action on setting the date for the topics of upcoming workshop. Okay, the upcoming workshop.
That was something of interest that we've been talking about, so we
Yes,
wanted to get
yes.
some direction from the council. When would you like to meet? Do you want to do it on an off week when you don't have a city council meeting? And if so, during the evening or during the week, or if you want to consider a Saturday morning where we can meet for a couple of hours.
It's just a workshop.
And with the mayor has.
Workshop to let us all know what's going, I mean,
Like the one we had last week.
Yes, because we need to.
Why don't we just have it before me?
We maybe do it right at 5, give us a good hour to do it right before a meeting
Or a Saturday morning?
or a Saturday.
If there's gonna be
And
questions,
this is gonna be with just
With the staff?
This one is just the city.
just us and the
We will
city.
probably invite some staff, if we're gonna talk about particular projects that
Also,
apply to them. Yeah, the directors.
I don't know, we need to give up the study.
I would say before, we're gonna have our budget work session here in what, June, July? Okay, let's, March, the latest, because we need to know where we're at, how our departments are doing, and where are we fiscally?
So just the date.
I would say March,
March. Would you prefer a Saturday or a weekday?
or even April.
But you have Easter
before the
as
meeting
well.
No, before the meeting, it's gonna be long.
Too much. We need like a
Just in
Saturday.
case We have a lot of questions
That's
and stuff.
That's what I
Saturday
would
will probably
say.
be
Then it would be Saturday.
It would be on a Saturday. I'm good with a Saturday, I can walk.
February,
Yeah, there's a calendar in the packet actually right after the item.
February 3rd.
Shows you the dates.
Well, give us a chance to look at our calendar.
Okay.
A Saturday have to
Probably Saturday.
There's
second.
games and all that, but
Have it open to the public too.
Oh, I guess it would be a posted
So
workshop.
they can come in here and see what's going on. Okay? So that'd be item I, we would say pending, still, like with the previous one.
Right, we'll start doing our work with the net, we'll start reaching out
So
to
we're
council
March.
members.
We're shooting for a Saturday,
And then
right?
the date, March,
Saturday,
somewhere
I'm
in
sure it's the
March.
dates.
Saturday.
Okay?
With preference.
So is there a recommendation for a Saturday during the month of March to be determined?
What is
I'll
Easter?
make a motion.
Okay, there's a motion for the month of
Second.
March, made by Mr. Oresti and a second by Mr. Perez. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, pending the date, motion carries. Yes, it's good. Okay, Jay now, update on the flu clinic held on January 29th.
Wait.
Mr. Villarreal to say.
Afternoon, Mayor, City Council. Hope you're doing well. Jerry Villarreal, with the HR Department. On the 24th, I did hold a little flu educational clinic. I got some PowerPoints from the CDC, Central Control Disease, the government website, and they were able to provide a PowerPoint. So I did share with all employees, just basically saying practicing safe practices on staying preventing the flu and bringing it to the workplace of, washing your hands and all that. And then on the 29th, the Hidalgo County Health Department actually conducted a flu clinic here. And not only did they offer flu shots, but they also offered all the vaccinations that some employees were actually missing, like the tetanus, hepatitis A, Hep B, the measles, HIV. I know since we're running our ambulance service, we need to be in compliance, our paramedics, or anyone that's running the ambulance that needs to be in compliance with some sort of certain vaccinations that's required by the government. So I made sure to get that and make sure all the firefighters that are running on the box are in compliance with all the vaccinations as well. 13 out of 56 employees participated. So next coming year, I plan to hold this flu clinic right before the season, which begins in October. So by August, I expect, I'm gonna actually have all the employees get vaccinated so we can be immune starting with the season. The season doesn't end till May, according to, again, the CDC website. So that's what I'm doing to prevent, further against the spread of the flu in the workplaces. We're a smaller organization, smaller building, so we tend to pick it up a little bit faster than, Thank you.
Okay, so this is just a.
So it's just an update, yeah.
An update. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any questions? All right, thank you. Thank you for the update.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd ask for a motion to move to executive for items K, L, and M. Mr. Mayor.
Okay, over then. Okay, as
Make a motion.
per request, items K, L, M, and N?
Yes.
And it's
M?
and it's to your discretion, Mr. Mayor.
Including.
Include N?
Okay, I make the motion
Okay, there's a motion to include items.
to go into executive for K, L, M, and N.
Okay, there's a motion been made by Ms. Sarabia. There's a second made by Mr. Ramirez. And all in favor? Okay.
Aye.
Yeah. Okay, motion carries. So we move on into monthly, go into the executive session. We're going to do the updates before we go.
Yeah, the reports.
Okay, item 9, monthly department updates and reports. Our city manager.
Mayor, council members, on this one, just real quick, we want to keep you apprised of things that are going on in between meetings, the daily operations, things that we need to do in between meetings. You heard from Jerry as to the flu clinic, something that came up that we needed to address very quickly. And I would like to thank Jerry and the staff for working on that. Another example is we had a directors meeting and we talked about what are the things that we can do for furloughed employees, and that's where the idea with the parks came up about offering either discounts or payment plans to work with federal employees as well, and we moved on that very quickly. On the procurement side, there are things that we often do to keep operations going as well, and we wanted to make sure that you guys as the council members are abreast of it, are aware of it. An example is we needed lights for the baseball parks. Something that we talked about in the past, council. Statute tells us, if it's less than 50,000, you can do it, but it doesn't mean that doesn't have to be necessarily the policy that we follow. We can set our own policy. We're going to talk a little bit about that later. But Mr. Lugo, if you don't mind, real quick on the lights, has that project over? Are we done? How did it turn out? Is everything good?
Yes, sir. We were done this week. Everything was good. There was a little trouble on the sidewalks. It was a little bit, the machine tore into the country, but it was fixed 100%. So, but the lights are good, solid. One of the fuels was the one that was really bad, fuel number 4. I think we were missing like 12 to 13 bulbs lamps were bad. And we had like 20 at Oak Park. So, but we started playing ball this week, so it's a big difference.
Okay.
Are they LED lights or what kind of lights?
No, they're just regular lamps.
You know what? The school district has hundreds.
Oh, yeah, that they replaced them?
Yeah.
They're the ones in the back of the warehouse.
Yes, and
Do we-
I mean, are they spending, I'm asking LED because everybody says that these LED lights save a lot more, they use less watts.
Right. We didn't check on the cost for that. We just checked on the regular lamps. I know when we did the gym at the center, we used LED lights.
But it costs more like to replace everything, and when you need a quick fix, you just need to replace the light bulb.
Well, I would recommend, take a little note, call the district and see when they're gonna have an auction, because they have
Okay.
hundreds.
No, if you grant them a letter, you can
And
probably
we
donate.
speak to, who's the contact person?
Jaime Villarreal
Yeah.
at the warehouse, no? Jaime Villarreal would be the person in charge at the warehouse. I can get you his number.
Yes, okay. Cool. That was-
Mr. Lugo,
Yes, sir.
quick question. I know in the school district, when they replace the lights on fields, UIL has to come inspect. Do we have to get any kind of inspection before kids are able to play ball?
I wasn't aware of that.
No, we're not under UIL, so we've not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just.
Well, that's why we're missing 18 bulbs.
Well, I think, my understanding was
Somebody's-
they hadn't done anything to those lights in years.
In many years.
In years, yes, and it just happened that one of the fields, the number 4, was the one that was pretty bad.
What about the Wi-Fi on the field? I know that we had Wi-Fi at one point with our neighbor here.
It didn't work.
No, didn't work. And then the other one would,
There was somebody that had offered,
for kids to come in here and sit there and do their
another
Wi-Fi.
company had come in and offered, I don't remember the name. But Mr. Dole, like for the next, with that workshop that we're gonna have, do you think you could have like estimate, like a list of the things that are daily use needs?
Okay.
Yeah, I wish, but like the basketball nets, but something a little bit more
The
The
sturdy.
rim, we
Yes.
put them up and they hang on. I'm even thinking of getting a camera up there. You
Or
know how they sell
something.
us at Walmart, smile, you're on camera?
My
That
first-
might scare the kids.
When I got here, my first question was,
Where are the
there was
rims?
no rims at the park. I was told that they would put them, and within 2 or 3 weeks, they would break them. And I said, well, I mean, we do need to put them, because it is a park.
Yeah.
And I to say that, I just purchased some on Monday. So we got two rims for that, for the park, and when I detailed George, and they're gonna work on that.
So maybe getting another
Install.
type, it's something that's not easily broken.
What about the,
I did tell.
Instead of, yeah, the mesh,
The yellow.
yeah, the net made of chain.
Yes, I did, I did put also a submitted for that, but when I went to the academy, at that time they were out. So I just went ahead and got
I'm just saying that it'd be good to have like a needs list. It's not really a wish, it's just need, because we do have the basketball court, but it's not functional. So we can have the prices so that we
Well,
can.
hopefully.
Just have it, all the needs and we'll discuss it there.
Okay, as far as the park, hopefully within the next week, George will be able to put those two rims. And if they break them again, I guess we can put them up again.
I would say
That
just
we
buy
won't
a
give up.
little, maybe even a little camera somewhere, you know, motion activated. I don't know, we'll talk about that.
How about an office, where's our chief?
I was
How about
also-
an officer assigned to the park?
Yeah, I was also, last year when we had soccer, we bought those goals. They're never expensive. Everybody told me, well, after you're done, make sure you put them away, because they're gonna tear them up. But I said, well, I mean, that's for the park. So we actually left them up there, and they've lasted the whole year. So the kids get to use them.
That's what we want to hear.
So, and that's where, yes.
Ouch.
So hopefully with those Rams, now that they're gonna go up, hopefully they'll respect that more. 'Cause it's for them, and they'll take care of them. Plus also, we're nearby, so we can always go check from time to time. Since we're just about 20 yards from the park.
You're right there.
So hopefully, those will be going up pretty soon.
All right.
I think, sorry,
Sir.
Rivera has something.
Mr. Mayor, Council, I'd also like to add that actually that is one of the main points that the Youth Advisory Council was gonna take up. I had sent them home with a list of needs for the city, and actually that was one of the ones that was necessary, and I was gonna have the kids tackle that one. So, I mean, I guess we can work in conjunction with.
Yeah.
with-
I already got it.
Mr. Lugo.
To give them the wish list.
Have it for us.
Because they also discussed this, cameras at the park as well.
Yeah,
Cameras at the park and security during the summer program. So,
okay,
Great.
All right, thank you, sir.
thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Also attend weekly meetings at the Agua side, but we'll talk more about that with the street paving project, and I think we'll leave it at that for now, thank you.
Okay, you gonna give us the updates? Or do we call everybody up?
Or whatever we need.
Yeah, I think we're good with the updates, right?
Yeah, with everything is.
Unless anybody has any questions.
Anybody else, commissioners? Have anything?
Well,
Okay.
I think the other people that are here to present.
Item number, okay, so monthly permit update, item number 10, report update on street paving project.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioner. Beto Garcia, with Airport Enterprise. Today, we completed, we paved, we're gonna have some happy residents over at Tacho and Pettit Street. I know we've been getting a lot of calls from
No,
Southside.
really?
Yes.
You have two? You have two?
Oh, yes, we get plenty of that. I'm sure we all get the same share.
We were on Mockingbird on the weekend.
I've got it close.
You know, if I just rolled them in.
Mr. Garcia, Mr. Garcia, give us an update, which ones are next or something, because we are getting a lot of calls. I'm very
Yes,
concerned about
I wanna sweep to hear the maps from left to right. Also, what I've been getting a lot of calls to is on Tierra Linda subdivision, that
Yes.
West Street. That, yeah, and just to let you all know, the status there. On our behalf, we haven't been released that road, so if you get a call, we can't get on it.
I've got
just
several
yet.
calls on that one.
Yeah.
But Is there any way that you can talk to these people, to whoever, so who are you reporting to? Who's the one that gives you the green light to do this?
I was, we, you know.
Anybody in particular?
I think the
Well-
problem is that lift station that's right across from that subdivision will be, the lines will be getting hooked up to there, and I think that's what's delaying the project.
Yeah, and
There's,
that,
instead of, you know how it's usually one line, well, there it's two lines
that is correct.
on that entrance.
And what about 495? How are we doing on that?
495, per this Monday's meeting, I wasn't able to attend, but I did get an update, in the afternoon. And, they want to release by, this next week from Benson Road all the way up to the canal here west of, Minnesota. Right, so they're, hopefully, if they do come through and they'll release that next week, and we can start.
We're just gonna two-lane it right
Yeah.
now. We ain't doing anything any further. We got some other plans coming down.
Look at
I mean, this is a.
Right, and for, our scope of work is only gonna, pave a 20-foot section of it. So in some areas, it's not gonna cover the full width from curb to curb, but it'll be
Smooth it out,
much
do
better
something.
condition than it's now right now.
I mean, I've been getting calls every day about this, and I agree with them. I mean, it's been taking too long.
What about,
But I feel that we're getting blamed for this. I mean,
Yes.
well, we are getting blamed.
Yes,
I mean,
we-
they're on social media, they're giving us calls,
I
they
did
call my business,
see
they
the
call
news
me.
as well, you know, and.
But how can
Every
we,
day.
what can we do to fix it?
Accelerate this project somehow.
So, yeah.
I was at a board meeting yesterday, I went to the weekly meeting, and we brought up Tierra Linda again, and sometimes we asked Tierra Linda about a month ago, and they said, you know what, this week, or you know what, it should be ready by next week, and then we get to the next meeting, oh, it'll be next week, unfortunately. It's been.
You've been telling us for that
Yeah.
for months.
Yes.
But what is really beneficial is having the opportunity to sit down, not just with Awasud, but with the contractors, the ones that are actually doing the work. So what we have proposed, and I talked to a few of you all about, is a joint workshop, but you know what, give our council the opportunity, give our public, give our citizens the opportunity to hear from the contractors, you know what, this is what the issue with this particular street, this is where we're gonna be at on this street, this is the timeline on this street, and have that dialogue of back and forth. They were amenable to it. We suggested next week. On Monday is a normal day, but one of the main contractors, LNG, is not going to be available, so we prefer that he be there, both of them. So we're looking at Tuesday at 6 o'clock. So Tuesday at 6 o'clock, is this upcoming Tuesday, the 12th. If you guys are available, it'd be very beneficial. It's a joint, no, I'm sorry, 6. On the 12th. On the 12th.
And that's open to the public.
Yeah, it'll be a posted workshop, open to the public, a public workshop, and it's an opportunity for us to hear directly from the people who are actually doing the work. And we're asking, if you're available, if you can join us as well.
Absolutely.
We can have somebody on our side also.
Also, the calls that I'm getting is on some of the repair work, you know, the areas that we have already paved and have, you know, have been damaged due to the cave-in, the settling. I've been getting a lot of calls on that too.
But all that's not falling on us.
I mean,
Oh, it is?
the people don't understand, the residents don't understand, and we try and educate them as much as
Compacting,
possible.
we didn't
Right.
do it.
Right, the section of work that doesn't have any turns, doesn't have any failures, but we try and do as much as we can. Sometimes they're open, sometimes they're not, and you all, I know you all get the same calls. But that's something else that we want to bring up, I guess, next week on that too. Addressing those areas, not just releasing new streets without
Addressing the issues that.
But
The
the
ones
ones
that have
that, the ones that are released, how many are pending to finish? Like you have released and,
We're currently working right now on the Lalo subdivision, those 2 streets, we're working on them as we speak. We've already milled them. The Viento Tropical, which is just north of that, those are on La Joma. And,
okay, so the ones you milled, when will those be done? Like,
Weather permitting.
weather permitting, because that's what we're trying to see, we can push it before the weekend, because we're expecting rain. We should have, and we also got Marla, we wanted to put Marla in front of it. So, no, it's Francis Street, which is on Green Road. There's a new one that was released on Green Road. So we want to get that out of the way too. That's where that car wash is at. And,
Yes.
yeah, so, that was also brought up, so we need to get that. So those 3 streets are my priority, or the 3 major streets that are the biggest. Once I get those out of the way, basically, I am up to date and don't have anything anywhere else.
Nothing
to
else has
move.
been released.
Nothing else has been released. Right now, I'm gonna say, by mid next week, all of those should be complete, and I don't have any.
What's the update on the street that we talked about, Mockingbird? You said there was a problem with,
Our subcontractor is supposed to do a a bore through that street, so what that means, they have to do a big hole so they can put their machine and be able to cross the property that way, and that way they won't open the trench. So in order for them to do that, they have to build a big hole to fit the bore machine in there. And that's why I cannot.
Are they gonna bore the whole street or just
No,
part of the street?
they use a section of the street to go through, I guess, I really don't know what direction they're going.
But I understood it because I know I've heard from the council members, and we actually toured that, we went to the area on Saturday. So I brought it up at Monday's meeting yesterday, and I think what they're doing is they're boring from 492 underneath parallel to Old 83, getting to Mockingbird. So what we asked is something that, some of the commissioners actually brought up, is, do you need to hold up the entire road? And what they're saying is really, from the point they're boring in, which is about 200 yards from Old 83, south, that still needs to be worked on. But as far as the rest of that street, which is more than half north, going to the end of the cul-de-sac, then you know what, they can probably release that. They're working on it. Hopefully we have a response by Tuesday. So we're starting to talk about ideas like that. You know what, if you're gonna hold it up, you have to hold it with the entire street. Give us a piece of that. The other option that we talked about is, can we lay down some caliche? Is it worth it? If it's gonna be another 2 months or so, we need to do something now. So caliche is an option that they're considering. We talked about caliche on Pettis Road, but they said, you know what, that one should be released soon. And I say should because sometimes the timelines change. But if it's gonna be released, then we need to consider, would it be, cost prohibitive to do something like that? But it looks like they're considering releasing at least, from that point inwards on Mockingbird. So we need, what I would suggest to the members of the council here is let's make, keep notes or make a list of the streets that we want to talk about specifically, so we go there on Tuesday with the list ready.
Is there any way we can maybe inform them via mail or something of what's happening in the streets? Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. We can put word on social media, but for the
Yeah,
folks
but
that
not
don't.
everybody is on social media. Everybody's gonna come to our
They've been hitting us
workshop.
big time with this, and I don't blame them.
No,
The residents are probably
I've been through that.
are upset.
I've been through it.
I don't
We
blame
can, we
I
can walk
understand.
the street there again and let them know.
We can walk through the street, we can inform them via mail, social media, any way that we can inform.
But really, they
our
don't,
citizens.
I've explained, and they say it doesn't matter.
Process, they don't care about the process.
Yeah, they don't care about the process.
Get it
All they
done.
care is what is happening in my daily life.
But at least
And
if they
going
know
to the
that we're
street that's
working on it
paved.
and something
Well,
is
yeah.
possibly getting done, I think they'll be happy at least to hear that there's something's gonna come up pretty soon.
Well, at least they know that we're
They've
paying
been like
attention.
that for a while.
And you'll be able to attend Tuesday's meeting as well, workshop?
Yeah, absolutely. I try to attend most of the meetings that I'm able as possible. And, I'm glad to be there.
Tuesday at 6 at Awasad.
So just to reiterate, if it doesn't rain until Friday, these streets will be done?
No, by all of, maybe some will be done, but all of these by next week. All these three
Including
streets by next
Pettis?
week.
Bettis
Bettis is done right now.
Oh, it's done?
Nacho and
Yeah.
Pettis are.
That's
They're doing
yeah.
Ahoma
It
right now.
says Francis, Lalo, and
And Viento Tropical.
Viento Tropical.
Nasrallah, Ahoma.
Pettis is the one we went last time too, right?
Pettis is the one who went to Pettisville.
Yes, now
That's already
remember,
narrow,
it's
so
only the
it's-
section south of Tacho. That's the only thing that's been released to. Tacho Street is the last street on the south. Pettis, it's about 150 feet to the south, and that's the
I have
only
one
thing.
question, I don't know if you can answer it, but do you know, like, the logic of why they break in one street and then they leave and then they come and they don't finish one, do you know? From the
I,
meetings you've attended?
Yeah, those are the ones that workshop we need to ask.
yeah, it's,
Tuesday.
Right.
it's
Well,
better
that's why I asked
than
him, see
different.
if you know before then, because I know I can wait till then too.
Yeah, that's an answer that
Yeah.
you're gonna have to get
That's-
from there.
One thing that, it was OG, the contractor, that mentioned that they said, you know what, their crew did the work, and then the crew moved to another place. And then we said, well, is there any part of 495 that can be worked on and released? And you know what? They had moved on, but what we can do is we can ask them to go back to the first spot, because they said that was their A crew. So, and we have to specifically request that, it's not their private.
Big-
The big team.
yeah, we have-
And the 18.
We have the A team and the B team.
All right, so we'll have those questions for them when we get there. Thank you for the update. Anything else? All right, well, we'll see you on Tuesday at 6, right?
When is that gonna be?
It- over
Right
there?
now, we're looking at Awasad, and if we expect a bigger group, we can coordinate with them if we need another location.
What's that?
But right now, we're looking at Awasad. We thought about the facility and the resources, but we, you know, if the public's gonna be attending and if, you know, we need to accommodate more, I think we might need, this looks bigger than their boardroom, or if not, maybe we can consider the youth center.
I think people,
Because I think there's gonna be a lot of interest.
especially because our residents are gonna be complaining. so
Gym,
that-
like we did last time.
Yes.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
thank you,
you.
sir, appreciate you.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia.
Okay, is there, it's a 6:50?
Oh, wait, I was gonna say we can do this one up here.
Okay.
Can we take something out of what we made a
Yes.
motion or not?
Yeah.
Item N,
Item N,
since they're here, they can present.
Make a motion to just take it out.
Okay, I make a motion to take item N out of executive session.
okay, Ms. Garcia,
Ms. Aradia.
Mr. Aradia entertained a motion to remove item N out, and Mr. Garcia second the motion. Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Nice, we can move on quicker. All
Yes.
right.
Let's-
All right. Discussion of possible action, item number 7 regarding professional services agreement between the City of Palmview and Hollis Rutledge and Associates.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. My name is Sheila Baez Pankratz, and Frank San Martin are partners with Hollis Rutledge. And he is giving you a packet that tells you all of the people that work with our firm. Hollis apologizes he can't be here, but he's actually in Austin with Legislative Day with some other client. Our firm, the mayor, our normal retainer for a small city is $3,000, but your mayor convinced your mayor convinced Hollis on the spot to lower the retainer to $2,500. And so what we have before.
And as for some other things that we're not gonna mention in open session, he's gonna come through on. He's gonna help bring in some money for much-needed projects that have not been
Well,
addressed.
that's our priority.
Amen.
We have, San Martin is in charge of grants. He's been with us 8 years, and we've worked with a lot of cities for 10, 15, 19 years because we're not a firm that just talks. We actually produce.
Y'all are charging Benitas. We got a better deal. than Benitas.
Anyway. So,
For the record.
we have other people other than Hollis. We have Paco Valentin, I don't know if you guys know him, but he used to head up USDA. And we also have Mona Barras, who used to work for the commissioner. She works with us. So we have a lot of different expertise in our firm. Hollis and I have a lot of years in government administration, and we are available to do all kinds of economic development, grant writing, going to any agencies to talk about for you guys to present your issues. So our firm brings a lot of expertise.
Cheap loans,
Yes.
cheap loans and infrastructure. is over
Well,
some-
part of what he brought up about the leverage fund, that was something that we've been working on for a long time, until Ms. Sarabia said about the municipal development. We hadn't really dealt with that before. So we had been working on the 4A and the 4B, trying to get the leverage fund, because the leverage fund provides a lot of loan funds.
That's what we need for our citizens and for the
For
city.
economic
Low
development.
interest rates.
And also, of course, there's Water Development Board, there's a lot of different sources of funding that can be approached.
Would you also have a specialty in any specific type of grant writing?
We have a diverse, for the police, for the fire, for parks, for economic development, for roads, for.
Library
for
or.
libraries, yeah. Yes.
Resources to bring for the electric, like, computers.
What is
Build a wall.
excuse me,
No wall. We don't work on that.
excuse me, ma'am, what are the
Yes,
chances
sir.
that we get something within, it's a year contract, right?
Yes.
So is there a chance that we could get some kind of grant?
We can't say, we're gonna get you something right away, because I think I'll defer to Frank on this.
What's the percent, Frank?
In the last year, and just in fire, for 3 cities, I was able to secure $3 million for 3 different entities. In police grants, I don't know. We do a good job. I think that's why the year is important, because there's a whole cycle. In fact, right now, there's some police grants that are due in the next couple of weeks. The FEMA grants are about to open up. The parks grants are due in October.
So you submit all of those for us?
Yeah, so we work on all those projects.
Hollis is up in Austin right now, working with the big
And so you'll be over here, you'll be at City Hall talking to our director?
Yes, I would meet with them, see what the priorities of the board is, of the directors, and then create a strategic plan to target that. And then we also, we go through the state funding, federal funding, and also foundation funding.
I'll move for approval.
I second.
Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Garcia, second by Ms. Arabia. Any questions? All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you, good luck.
Before y'all leave, I would like to invite y'all to our workshop that's gonna come up, because that's where our priorities are gonna come into play.
What day is it?
On Saturday in March.
We'll let you know, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We will. Thank you.
Thank you, good luck.
Mary, if we can do the same for item M, we're just going to have a short presentation by the firm, and we can discuss it in executive at that point. What the terms are.
M?
M's in
Okay, so I motion to take it out of,
Yep.
Executive?
take it out of executive, item M.
Okay, there's a motion by Ms. Arabia, is there a second?
Second.
To remove from item M by Mr. Garcia, made a second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Thank you for allowing us to present the item. My name is Bobby Villarreal. I'm a municipal advisor representative with the firm of Estrada Hinojosa. Just if you look at the booklet Michael gave you, just to give you a little bit of background, if you look at page 4, Estrada Hinojosa was founded in 1992 and it's headquartered in Dallas, but Robert Estrada and Noe Hinojosa are natives of Brownsville, so South Texas is very near and dear to their heart. The firm has grown tremendously in the last 27 years. We have 8 offices in 5 states. The firm is 100% employee-owned and minority business enterprise. In 2018, as you can see, we did 263 transactions totaling $26.7 billion. That ranked us second in the state of Texas and 12th in the country. And then if you want to look at page 9 and 10, you can see some of our clients that we serviced in the last year. You see local cities like Farr and Brownsville, and then you see smaller communities such as Ghana. So we do everything big and small, complicated, in between. South Texas is a special place for us. We've been here quite a while, so we've had the relationships and clients such as Cameron County, Dauber County, Webb County, Nueces, and many of those counties in between. And we do service many of the cities and municipalities within those communities. Now, having said that, we see that the Palmview is a city on the grow. That's evidenced by your appraised values that have more than doubled in the last 6 years. I think in 2012 you were 191 million. Today you're at about 460 million. So with all those growing pains come about streets, water, sewer, drainage, all these things. And so right now we do recognize that you have roughly about $1.9 million, possibly a little more, in callable debt that can be refinanced. And currently the terms that you have with them are 5.25% up to 7.25%. And so we think that, yes, and so we think that there's possibilities to improve on that. But again, if you were to engage us, we would work with your staff to develop a CIP plan like you were talking about with Ms. Peckman.
Improvement?
Yeah. We like to look at something that what your plans are, year 1, year 3, year 5, year 10. That way we have a good, consistent plan and strategy to get there. And so with that, if we were being engaged, we move forward with your staff to look at those issues that you need, from here to there. And again, we have a fiduciary duty. We're regulated, so we have a duty of loyalty and care to you. So we have to do things that are in your best interest, not in our best interest. It's always in your interest. And again, the firm has had this success for the last 27 years, and it's not by doing things in the short term, it's doing good by their clients over the long term. And we've had clients for many years, and And again, I just wanted to say that that's been really the foundation of our success, and we'd like to offer you our services, and we respectfully submit this proposal to you.
One thing I would note, if you could just, Mr. Arellano, touch on the fee structure, is there a monthly fee, a retainer, or hourly?
No, there's no fee. The only time we ever get a fee is if you issue debt. And it's there in the appendix, your attorney has it. Those are very fair and comparable to our competitors. Again, we're regulated heavily, so we cannot do anything that's unfair or unreasonable to our clients. And so it's there, and again, if you never borrow, we never get a fee. If you do borrow, we get a fee that allows us to keep our doors open and continue to service you with a
But
quality.
you're gonna save us
Yes.
in the percentage.
I can't guarantee you, but I would think there's opportunities for improvement on that.
But
5 to
you've
7%.
seen our financial situation here in the city, right?
Yes,
So you would go back and restructure it then?
yes,
Lower the rates,
yeah,
or find ways.
yes. And again, I think part of the thing too is like what we're saying is understanding the future of what your needs are. Those workshops you're talking about and the need assessments that you're having with your departments. We need to understand this many roads, this much drainage, the fleet of police vehicles, the fleet of emergency management.
Employees, payment,
All those things.
insurance.
All those things, we need to find a way to get you to the point where it doesn't impact your citizens as badly as it could.
And we have a capital improvement plan. We have a list of things that we want to do over the next 5 years. What we don't have is how we're going to pay for it. Which is
You have it.
Yeah.
So is there, okay, so we're gonna decide right now, motion?
You made a motion, I second.
Okay, there's a motion by Mr. Garcia to approve the item, and a second by Ms. Arabia. Are there any questions?
We're approving to refinance?
To have him look at ways to refinance or lower our.
Your
To
financial
provide financial advisory service to you,
Okay.
so that we can work on those plans, and part of that would be looking at your current situation on trying to get better terms.
So then you're gonna come back to us and
Yes.
give us the details and.
Yes.
And if I may, if we're going to recommend approval, if we can recommend it subject to legal review.
It's 7:03, we're going into executive session. Here. Executive session under Texas Government Code, section 551. 551, 551071, and
Skip the number.
551041, and 55105. Hey, it is 7:47, we're out of executive session. Do I entertain them?
I'll make a motion to discuss executive.
As discussing executive session. No action.
I second.
There's a second by Mr. Perez, and there's a motion made by Mr. Garcia. Take no action on the items discussed in executive session. It is 7:49, and this meeting's over. Adjourned.